It's Odette again. First day, I'd definitely say get up early, make the most of it. You're going to wake up early anyway, so you might as well go out early. If you're going to head to like Magic Kingdom first because you've never been before and that's the big one that you want to do, I think it opens at like 8 o'clock in the morning. This is great for families. If you want a chance of being like family of the day, you need to get there before the park opens. And I've read this because I was like, I want to do this, but I don't have any kids. So it's not going to happen for me for a while. So you need to get there before the park opens. Just sit on a bench outside, waiting for the park to open. If you've got naughty kids, they probably won't choose you. So try and keep your kids quiet. I'm not quite sure how it works when you get to being family of the day, whether they take you for breakfast or whether they go prep you for whatever they're going to do. But if you're sat outside waiting, someone will come out and they're sort of like scout around and see who's there. I don't know whether they'll be in Disney apparel or whether they'll kind of be like just in normal clothes and they're just kind of looking and then they'll come up to you. But you've got a good chance if you're there really early and you've got good, well-behaved kids. Yeah, and just fingers crossed that you get picked. And it's a great thing. They have like a show at the beginning. I think they bring you out and you can wave to everyone who's watching the show, and then you get to be in the parade on one of the cars and that. So you get special treatment. I'm not sure whether it's all day. I think it might just be for the morning. But if you are trying to be family for the day, make sure you've got a lot of charge on your camera, because they will film for you. Someone will go around with you and then there'll be another person just to literally film for you. So yeah, it might not be the best quality, but you're getting it filmed for you, and it's a great memory of a day that's really special for you if you become family of the day. I've never been able to experience that, and it's probably because the first time I went, we maybe weren't sure how you got into it, and then the second time I went, I was probably just that much too old. Parks sort of open between 8 and 9. Water parks I think open between 9 and 10. Magic Kingdom, if you are in one of the hotels, you'll get magic hours, so you'll get to go in earlier and you'll get to stay later as well. It generally stays open till like 11, 12 o'clock, Magic Kingdom, I think, for most other people. And it's the one that stays open the latest. The other parks are sort of open till, I think Animal Kingdom when we went was meant to be open till 6 and it was actually open till 7. Hollywood Studios is open up till 9 and 10 o'clock. I'd say just look it up online, plan your day around that. I definitely say get up really early, go for when it opens and try and stay there as long as you can. The park will always be quieter the earlier you go. A lot of people will do like half days in the park, so they sort of turn up at lunchtime and stay there till late in the evening. So you're definitely better off doing the early start and maybe leaving earlier than you are trying to do like a later start and staying later into the evening. Shopping. Okay, so important for us girls, shopping, and maybe even some of you boys. Orlando Premium Outlets, which is one I've spoke about before, it's off of it's kind of off of International Drive. You can get to it from the I-4 as well, and it's off of Vineland Avenue, which I have written down that it's in Kissimmee, and it's off of the 535 if you can find that on a map. You can get to it from the 14 or the 535. And there's also, actually, yes, there's also a premium outlet on International Drive. We didn't go to that one because I only found out about it after we'd been to the Orlando Premium Outlet, which we've been to before because we stayed right opposite it when we went 7 years ago. So we could see it from our hotel room and we went over there and we knew where it was this time, so we kind of just headed straight for that one. That's got everything like your Ralph Lauren, Timberlands, Adidas, Nike, Calvin Klein, Levi's, and they had a great sale thing on when I went for Levi's. So Levi's here, if you go into Debenhams, they're about 80 quid. Out there they were about $60, so they're already a lot cheaper than here. They then also had a deal on where if you bought 3 or more pairs, you were only paying something like $30 per pair. So I ended up buying 3 pairs for my partner because he lives and dies in jeans and he always buys them from River Island, and because he wears them so much they always end up with rips in the bum. So I bought him 3 instead of the 1 like he asked me to, which was a nice surprise when I got home and went, actually I got you 3. and they worked out around $110 for 3 pairs. And when you consider that £80 here converted into dollars is probably between $90 and $100 anyway, it was a really great deal. So if you get a chance to go to the premium outlet, I definitely recommend it. Ralph Lauren had a sale on as well, but it was really weird because they kind of didn't advertise what the sale was and what it was on. And I think it was on everything, because every time we went to the till, everything was cheaper than what we thought it was going to be. So they're really cheap, their stuff anyway. I got a pair of shorts. I go to the Ralph Lauren outlet in Portsmouth here in England quite a lot, but their cardigans were a lot cheaper over there anyway. I just didn't want to buy more cardigans because I already have 2 and I have a jumper. So I was like, no, I won't buy any more cardigans, I'll buy a pair of shorts. And they're just nice little like linen shorts kind of thing that are blue and white stripes with the little Ralph Lauren logo on them. So they were great, and my cousin brought loads of polo tops and t-shirts and everything. So I definitely recommend a trip to the premium outlet, or even the one on International Drive. I've put that the one off International Drive is off a Ronald Reagan Turnpike, the 259. I couldn't tell you where that is though. So that's another thing. Maps, when you go, it's great if you can print those maps before you go in detail. If you know where you're staying, you can sort of map out exactly what road you need to take beforehand, because the maps that you pick up there for free, they've got half the roads missing, because they don't want you to take like routes that are obviously where people live. We found a shortcut which one of my uncles that went with us, he goes nearly every year to Disney, so he knows a few of the little shortcuts down the roads that actually don't end up on your map. There's sort of half of the road and then it just stops. So if you can print those maps beforehand, and you can print several of them to get like other places, that's a great idea. I'm definitely going to try and do it for myself if I go back. And kind of, if you know places that you want to go, so like I've said, obviously the Orlando Premium Outlet, if you search for that, you can sort of drop a pin and figure out where it is from your hotel. And the same with the International Drive one, and it will give you different directions to go depending on where you're staying. So most of the time we were looking at it from a point of view of being down the Disney end and going up towards Universal. But if you're staying closer to Universal, you're going to want to know what exit it is the other side of the road, and their exits off the I-4 are really confusing. You'll have one that says like, you'll look at a map and it'll say, okay, this turning is like 63, and then you'll have another 63 further down the highway, but what it actually is a 63 the other side of the road, but the exits don't join at the same point like ours do here on the motorway in England. So it's a little bit confusing, but once you kind of get the hang of it and you've been out a couple of days, if you're driving, hopefully it will start making sense to you within a couple of days. I think it took us about a week to understand it, so it's a little bit confusing when you've not done anything like that before. There's the Florida Mall, which has got your Adidas, Gap, Hollister and Macy's, MAC, things like that, but they're going to be the expensive stuff. So they might have sales on, but they're going to be like the high price items. So they're not going to be sort of like last season's in the sale at the premium outlets kind of thing. They're going to be like the in now thing. I've been to the Florida Mall once. It's really nice, even if you just go for like a chill day and have a walk around and just browse in some of the shops. It's definitely worth a visit if you've got a bit of time and you're into that kind of thing, even if you don't go and buy anything. I think I went and brought my little brown bag from there. If you're struggling for time and you've got loads of stuff on, maybe just go to one of the premium outlets rather than going to the Orlando Mall. One place you've got to go to is Downtown Disney, or Disney Springs as it will become. They've got a couple of different shops there, not really like big brand name, I would say. Like they've got a shop that I would pronounce as SanDisk, as in like the little memory sticks you get for your cameras, SanDisk. I watched a video and there was like an American guy and he pronounced it something completely different, and it's like a flip-flop store, so like sandals and that rather than camera things. I believe they had a sunglasses hut as well. They They've got loads of restaurants obviously down at Downtown Disney. They've got some stuff to do there, like they've got the Characters in Flight, which is like a hot air balloon that just goes up over the Downtown Disney area. It doesn't really go out anywhere, it's kind of tethered down, but you just go up in the air and you can kind of see around. They've obviously got Disney Quest, which is the arcade gaming centre in Downtown Disney. Some of your Disney tickets might include the Disney Quest element, so definitely look into that before you go, whether you've got that included or whether you need to pay for that as an extra. I'd never been before the holiday. I went on in Easter and I absolutely loved it. They've got a Wreck-It Ralph game. They've got several of them, but I was like, oh my god, I can actually play the game from the films, and I was really bad at it. So they've got a couple of other things that are really cool there that I was not expecting, so it's definitely worth a look. I'll leave that to the imagination though, I won't ruin it for you. I don't actually have any video of that either, so it's not like there'll be a video coming soon to show you. I just say go and have a look, because even if you can get a map up, if it's anything like the map you get when you're in there, it explains nothing. There's like no pictures that explain anything, it just kind of tells you what's there. There's a Planet Hollywood eating place there, obviously big brand name. You've obviously got the Rainforest Cafe. A couple of other shops you've got there actually is the Disney Days of Christmas or something it's called, which is just a Christmas shop and it's open all year round. All the baubles, all the Christmas decorations, everything, and I loved it in there, and it smells of cinnamon when you walk in the door. Oh, it's amazing. And they've even got a little frozen bit at the back, which actually used to be a Nightmare Before Christmas bit, which I really loved because I loved Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm not as big a fan now, but I was still a bit sad to see that it had gone and that it's all just frozen now. Obviously they needed to have a dedicated frozen something somewhere, and they decided that that was the place to have it. But then you've obviously got the big Disney store there as well, that's got everything, all the different sections, so the jewellery, the homeware, the kids wear, the men's wear, the ladies wear, the bags and the pins and the they've got a specialist pin shop, but they'll have some pins in the big store, and they've got magnets and they've got the aerial toppers. Anything you can think of they've probably got in that shop. There's another one kind of next door to it which was really cool, which I didn't notice the first time we went there on this holiday. It was on the last day when we went, and we were going to do Disney Quest before we went home. We kind of did a last minute shopping thing, and there was a shop, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's got like fancier Disney stuff. So it's got homeware in there, but they've got these like, they almost look like chalk painted plates, and they have like "Be Our Guest" written on it, and they've got pillows like it as well. And then they've got clothing that's sort of higher end, I would say quality clothing. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's really nice stuff. It's not kind of the in your face Disney, it's kind of like the hidden Disney. And they have a mobile phone case bit in there where you can personalise a phone case. You can pick your picture and you can pick some writing to go on there, write your name on it, or if you're going to give it to someone, write their name on it or a little message. As usual, the camera died before I got to finish this. You've now seen all my hints and tips for booking your trip to Florida, buying park tickets, what you need to do before you go, where to eat and shopping. Don't forget to head over to my channel to watch ride videos and my holiday day by day. Thanks for watching guys, bye! That's all folks!